Good morning, children. Now we'll continue the lesson Heredity and Evolution. Today I will tell you about the sex determination and the different types of trait, that is acquired and inherited trait. Now you all know that you have studied about the fertilization, that is the fusion of the male gamete with the female gamete to produce the zygote. And as a result of the zygote, the embryo is formed, and from the embryo the baby is produced. Now, what will decide the sex of the person? That will be due to the chromosomes which are present in the male and female. So what is sex determination actually? It is the process by which the sex of a person is determined. That is called sex determination. And we all know that in male, two different chromosomes are present, and that is the X and Y chromosome. So father's sperm has X and Y chromosome, and mother has, that is the female, has two same type of chromosomes, that is X chromosome, 2X. So mother's ova or eggs, we can say, they have the two same type of chromosome, that is the XX, and father's has X and Y. Now we all know that during fertilization, the mother's ova and the father's sperm, when they fuse together, so what do they produce? So here you can see that if the chromosome, one X chromosome of the mother combines with one X chromosome of the father, now what is produced? The zygote which is produced will be, it will develop into a girl child, because here two X same type of chromosomes are present or are combining. And in the second case, if we see, if the father's X and mother's X and father's Y chromosome, different chromosome of the father combines together, then they produce the X and Y. So the zygote produced will be the X and Y, and this will develop into the boy child. So this way the sex of the person is determined, and that determines the sex chromosomes of the father, not of the mother, because mothers have both same type of chromosome, sex chromosome, and fathers have X and Y chromosome. We all know that in our body there are 23 pairs of chromosomes are present, and out of these 23 pairs of chromosomes, 22 pairs are autosomes, which decide the different other characteristics of the person or the child. But the one pair of the chromosome is the sex chromosome, which decides the sex of the person, whether he is a boy or a girl. So this is about the sex determination. Now we come to the two types of traits or the characters which are either inherited or not to the next generation or to their future generation. So acquired trait means the trait or the characters which is not inherited. Not inherited means which is developed in response to the environment. As the environment will decide the character of that organism, so that type of trait is called the acquired trait. Like if we take the example of the beetle. So beetle, you all know that beetle live in the environment. If it is not getting the proper food, so what will happen to this beetle? That the beetle will not develop properly, or the weight of the beetle will become less, and that is due to the environmental conditions. And in next case, if they get proper food or proper whatever for the health of that beetle, then in next case, in the next generation, what will happen? This beetle will develop or grow better than the previous. So what will happen here? Here the generation, or we can say the trait or the character of the beetle is decided by the environment, not by the genes. Because if they are not getting proper food, means they will not grow properly, but it doesn't mean that their children or the progeny which is produced from this beetle will have also of the less weight or their mother. So this is not so, because this type of character is not inherited, we can say, or it is not passed to their next generation. In the same way, we can take the second example, cut tail of the mouse. If the cut tail, and due to the environmental condition or any situation if occurs, if the tail of the mice or the mouse is cut, so that this character, that is the cut tail of the mouse, it will not pass to their next generation. So this is about the acquired trait, means which is not inherited but develops in response to the environment. And the second type of trait is the inherited trait. Inherited trait means which is caused by the change in the genes or the DNA. We all know that gene is the hereditary character, or we can say it is the hereditary units in which the DNA is present, and that the character which is present in the DNA or the genes will decide the character of that person or any type of organism. So these characters, they pass from one generation to the next generation. This type of trait is called the inherited trait, means which can generation to generation this character can pass. Like the characters which are all present in our body or the body of any organism, we acquire from our parents. So how do we acquire from our parents? Through the genes or the DNA which our parent has. So in this way we can say that the inherited trait is always passed to the next generation, but the acquired trait is not passed to the next generation. So this is for all about today's topic about the sex determination and the acquired trait and inherited trait. Tomorrow I will discuss about the process of evolution.